All right, well, let's get started then. So we have a time constraint today. We're going to try to go a little bit quicker. So we're going to try to let Andy get to his existing plan. So if we can. Yeah, I'm gonna let him sit down.
You don't want to
I
go
think we
by
should
mine.
make a stand.
Thank you.
A little bit of decorum, I guess. All right.
Shall we vote? And now wait.
Are we ready? Will?
We are.
Thank you. All right, at 6:30, I'll call the meeting to order, the regular meeting for the Mount Holly Planning Commission, Tuesday, July 15. First order of business is, are there any changes to the agenda? Hearing none, agenda is approved. Faith sent around 2 sets of minutes. I still didn't get to it.
Wasn't 6.
It was yesterday. No, it was Friday or something. I should have. Did anybody get a chance to review any of this?
What's wrong?
You did? Or do we need to table it again? Or can we? I think if we didn't, I
Which
think we have to.
which meetings?
Should we look at them now?
Okay, here's number 17.
So we've all failed our responsibilities on this one.
I'd rather not.
All right, so let's start with the May. Is that the one you redid?
This is June.
This one's June 17th.
No, but there's also a May, right? That was the request.
May meetings, the May ones. Sure I did.
All right, well, let's start with this one.
That is the longer one. Okay, yeah.
So if you can highlight what was
Right,
revised.
the main changes in the May one are under a sentence changed under the subdivision proposal for Garrow.
Okay, 5A1,
Yeah, in the middle of the paragraph.
status of the
the plat-
adjustment of the
Plat
plans.
recites that the parties are entering into a boundary line adjustment. The status of the adjustment discussed and it appears that not yet been finalised. Jack proposed this should be done to avoid future issues. That was wording from planning.
Yeah, I can't remember what we wanted. That sounds fine to me.
It was a longer
Yeah.
statement, which I wasn't sure was really accurate, so I just shortened it.
We now have additional information about that, but we can't go back and change history.
So I'll move.
Sorry, no, the other more substantial changes are under new business 6C, blue scrutiny.
Oh, yeah.
That
That's right.
section has been expanded
Okay.
based on
Right.
That's
based
the
on
one.
the commentary, which is recited in some length in 70 June.
Okay. Okay, I think that completely gutted was one of the things that I wanted to see added into there, so I think
And you also wanted more on the fire marshal and the
fire marshal, yeah, right. Had visited and confirmed, okay. I think those were the two main things I was looking for. Thank you for doing that. Any additional changes, corrections for that May 20th? set of minutes? Did I really suggest that Chris Corson's prepare an agreement?
Hey,
Yeah, I think we did.
You did? Okay.
It's,
So it's all my fault.
I don't think so.
Well, we'll get to a little bit of that maybe in, later in the agenda. All right,
So
that
shall
looks
I
good to me.
move approval of the May 20th minutes? Any seconds? Discussion? All in favor?
Let's go.
All opposed?
Minutes are approved.
Minutes are approved.
Thank you.
For May the
For May 20th. All right, so for June? 17th.
That one goes on and on.
and,
Yeah, that's a big one.
You know,
I'm not sure we have to have a long description of what the discussion was about changes to the May 20th minutes. I mean,
Oh, yeah, is that what that is?
that's what number 3 seems to be.
but in the sense that part of this, I mean, okay, part of the issue here is that you want a report. You wanted a report about Loose Bruce Inn and felt that the May 20th minutes were not adequate. And so effectively the June 17th minutes provide much more detail about the report.
Yeah, but I mean,
Well,
my view of minutes is that they don't need to be a blow by blow, in general, you know, not specific to this. They don't need to be a blow by blow.
Okay, but you can't have both.
No. No, yeah,
wait,
yes,
well,
you can.
Yeah, you can.
You
Wait,
can.
so
If-
I think what he's saying, probably, if I may,
Yeah.
is I would like to see number 3 dramatically shortened to say that the commission agreed to table the approval of the minutes and for them to be revised, adding more detail about the 2 issues that actually were changed in the minutes. And under 4A, Administrative Officer Report, the substance, I think it's already probably there under subsection 5, Loose Bruce Inn, contains the detail in the report that we requested. Does that make sense?
I'm not sure I followed you on the last part. I agree with the first part, that
So
the 3 just needs to say the commissioners.
Right, but to the extent that we did want a thorough report, it's in reports under Loose Bruce Inn.
I see.
But the extent to which we requested the minutes be corrected, I don't think it's detailed. But if there's valuable information under number 3 that we would like to have retained in the report section, I would be happy to move it there.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing I would suggest amending what you just said, John, was I think in number 3, it could say something due to the nature of the issues relating to the Loose Bruce Inn, commissioners felt that there needed to be more detail added to the minutes. In other words, since we don't ordinarily have a lot of detail in minutes, it's useful to have a statement why we're requesting more detail.
Well, as I said, I think, at least from speaking for myself, there were things that were material, sort of important, that were discussed in the May 20th meeting.
Right.
So, do you want to table these?
It's probably the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
The only thing I had in the Loose Spruces, I thought I brought up at the time, at least I think I did, to not agree with you that because it was condemned, the building has no value at all I said that the building still had value. At least I think I did. And that any improvements would just be rectifying, whatever, like the black mold that would basically cause the condemnation. I'm not phrasing it the way I said it then.
I understand what you're saying, and I don't disagree with that. I think the gist of my comments before was that since there's the requirement is triggered by a percentage or dollar amount of improvement over the value of the property, that the fact that it was condemned almost by necessity means that the work they put in to eliminate the problems that were the basis for the condemnation triggered the requirement to apply, because the building had so little value.
For the BCR.
Yeah.
So not to short circuit,
No, for the front out.
Okay.
yeah, not to short circuit valuable discussion. We just want to be clear, is this relating to the May 20th minutes?
No,
So this was a discussion that related to the administrative officer's report from June.
this is the blue spruce.
So on
in-
page 3.
Which I've taken
Yeah,
note.
part B.
All right.
So
there was
about
some-
2/3 of the way down.
Perhaps some disagreement on the valuation of the property post-condemnation or something like that. Okay, so we're gonna table those, we'll come back to that next month. I'm just trying to move along here because we've got a few things to do, and we have a party here that wants to talk to us about proposals. So let's jump into Faith's report, and then I'll breeze through mine.
BCRs from, I think it's Emmus on Freeman Brook Road, 40 by 20 foot, freestanding steam garage. Aspar, Belmont Road, 16 by 24 foot garage and storage for tractors. Radican, also on Belmont Road, 24 by 24 foot dry barn. Turco, Hillville Road, 36 by 36 foot sugar house. I asked him about it. He said it was an addition to the existing one, which is not in Floodhouse. McFalls, Barlow Road, 24 by 24 foot addition, 8 foot breezeway, and Giverti, Hedgehog Hill Road, 10 by 12 foot shed. The patch flood hazard area permit, after some dialogue with Carl Meadows, it is now clear that the parking pad is within my authorities and officer to issue an administrative permit. So he's going to make an application again, pay the fee, and receive the permit for the parking pad.
You get the permit from who?
From me.
Right, good.
The last thing I just wanted to note was the Belmont General Store. The BCR still isn't officially with us because Alyssa still hasn't paid the correct fee. But also there was no further information from Quinn Mann, Act 250 coordinator. But at the select board meeting, as you know, the issue of the right of way, the plans to build a bump out into the road, received positive comments from the chair of the select board, but Mark and Clinton are going to go and review specific details. So it's kind of now within the remit of the select board and the highway department.
Yeah, I think that, if I'm not mistaken, that
Invades.
particular item is just barely out of the road right now. And I mean just
on
barely.
that particular issue, if I could also just add a little more colour to this argument, the special select board meeting yesterday about liquor licence permit for Okemo View Lane. Some of the participants asked about Act 250, and I explained that there is currently a discussion going on with the Active 50 coordinator. But we didn't have an outcome on that, but the general issue of whether this is a commercial property or the ownership and the same person does more to trigger Active 50 is within Queen's discretion to give an opinion.
And also was the subject of noise ordinance came up too.
Yes. Or potentially other ordinances which would somehow limit the ability of residents to host events.
Such as what?
Music festivals were mentioned.
Oh, but there wasn't a specific ordinance or authority addressing
The
this.
select board said,
Just put
Mark
different.
said that the town would look into the idea of some research, what possible.
Okay, alright.
Just quickly, some of the issues with the store were the expansion that was, he never told us about was different than what he's attempting to do now, not officially, that's what I heard. And he's going to expand, if you will, towards Harborville, about 50 feet towards it, or basically where the old loading dock was, and try to put a handicap ramp there. That's what is being,
That's all onto Belmont Road, it's not onto Tom.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
coming out
let's,
of
it's coming off
we
Belmont,
can
okay,
maybe
that's not
put
the
that on
way
the
to
agenda
describe,
for
but
next
also the problem is with it there, it's gonna even make looking, seeing visibility even worse.
Okay.
Coming up Harborville.
Okay, is there anything else, Faith?
No.
Okay. For me, I think there's two main things. One is I just got an email this afternoon from Logan at the Regional Planning Commission regarding our feedback on the regional plan. I haven't read it, it's quite detailed, I'll forward it to you. Sounds like they will follow up with us later this week. So that's good that we're getting back to that. Andy and I met after our last deliberation. We wanted to get some clarification about the Act 250 process for amending permits, because we have talked about how, in this particular instance, we're discussing that any future development would require an updated permit. We wanted to get some clarification on sort of how that happens, and what that looks like, and how it could influence our decision making. We did get some clarification on that in the process of that discussion. The Belmont story came up, and Quinn was unaware, or maybe was led to believe that the store was not connected to the meadow.
Yes, now.
And we
I believe everything I'm
told
saying.
her that that's not true, and she seemed to want to take that up with Alyssa directly. I think her intention is to have Alyssa request a JO rather than us do it. So that's, I think, the next step. And if they're not more forthcoming, I think they will involve the enforcement division. So that's, I think, the extent of my report. I'm going to propose that we jump ahead to Mr. Rose. You're sitting here waiting very patiently.
I'm patient.
We don't have anyone here to represent the Seaboard application, so let's,
They were supposed to come.
they were supposed to come and they may still. So I'm just gonna use my discretion here to put Mr. Rose ahead. We have under new business, a proposed boundary line adjustment, or you wanted to discuss with us something relating to it?
Yeah,
I'll give you the floor if you wanna give us an update on what you're trying to do.
we had a little discrepancy, I guess, getting in contact here. But what it is I bought the house, I don't know if you're familiar with where my property is.
Vaguely,
Yeah, right,
on the Old Turnpike.
top here,
Yeah.
next to the neighbor. What I did is,
On the north side of the road? is it?
yes, yeah.
Yeah,
So what I did is that house was for sale, house and 10 acres.
Sorry, which house?
It's at 2587.
do you have a map of the
I do.
area?
Yeah.
Okay,
Great.
that would be
I
helpful too.
think I've got,
Yeah, that would help, so.
everybody.
I actually have one.
You can share. I'm not.
Okay, what we're talking about is lot number 1.
Can you
Okay,
just interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
Can you just give us the context here? This property over here on the other side of Stone Wall, is that Bob Garrett's?
no.
No, which one is this?
This lot here
Over
is,
here?
what's the guy's name?
And is this north up?
This is kind of north,
Yeah,
yeah.
north up the,
Yeah.
that's Old Turnpike there.
Yep.
Okay.
This
Number
lot,
4, Town Highway number 4 is Old Turnpike.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And what it does is basically that lot, this lot, and that lot, all three of those originally came off the Garrow Farm. This lot is the one I bought, the house is approximately down here, and there's basically 10 acres that go with it. And what I'm proposing is I would like to do a lot adjustment. And what I want to do is I want to take, not say 8 or 9 acres from that property, add it to mine, which is the one that says Tillinghast on it.
So your property is the part that's labeled
Right.
Tillinghast,
Right, it's 86 acres.
and you want to take most of the 10 acres and
And
attach it to
and
yours?
attach it to mine. And the reason I want to do this is when I bought it, I originally didn't realize that it had, in the deed, it says that it can't be subdivided or petitioned. So I have talked to a couple surveyors, and they say a line adjustment is not considered a subdivision. What I want to do is I just want to take that piece of land and add it to mine, and then I think what I'll do is I'll probably take that house in 1 acre and sell it. And the only reason I really want to do, I mean, now that I own both of them, I mean, you say, well, there's no need to subdivide it. But my thoughts are that I look directly at that piece of land. And my situation is I think I want to be in control of this. I could sell that house in 10 acres, and those people aren't ever going to subdivide it. But my thought is, now I sell it, and all of a sudden I have a motocross track down there where I have to listen to the neighbors, or I end up with a junkyard. You guys have got enough junkyards in Holland, I think. I don't think you need any more. So I mean, my thought
Not
is,
advertising for it, that's for sure.
my thought is I just want it to protect that land.
And where is the existing house on lot
It's
1?
right down, probably, there's a telephone pole there right next to, it's pretty close to the road. It's in that narrow little section that comes down to the
I
road.
Sounds
see.
like right in here somewhere.
Looks, yeah, okay, got it. So, just, I'm sorry if I'm a little slow here, but
No, that's fine.
you originally owned the property that says Tillinghast, and then you subsequently acquired lot 1,
Yes,
and you're not able, and so what you're talking, and where, and lot 1 is subject to no subdivision restriction?
it is. It says on the deed that it cannot be subdivided
I see.
or partitioned. But, I mean, I own them both anyway, so what difference does it make whether that is split off in there or not? And the thing is, and the thing is, I've made a living off of the land for 50-something years. I look at that and say, you know what, they're not making any new land. I mean, I don't think we need any more houses there, but. And my other question is, what would happen if I decided, or you guys decide, that you're not gonna allow this? Can I go out there and build 2 more houses?
Where?
on this piece of property.
On
It's
lot
10
Lot
acres.
one.
But you know what I'm saying, I mean, if I had septic and so forth, I mean, I don't think I would be denied that, but can I have more than 2 houses on the same lot?
We asked that
Subdivision?
question, we asked that question about David, from David last meeting, and he said, I think, yeah, you could.
You can't, you can
Yeah,
have,
because my neighbor's that way, he's already got four places there
I-
on one lot.
Oh, yeah?
My home is on one lot shared with 2 other homes.
Yeah.
But we formed a condominium so that each home is separately owned on the same lot.
But see, you didn't have that stipulation on your
Yes, I
deed,
did.
that it couldn't be subdivided?
That is correct.
so there's
And you bought the
experience for you.
property.
Well, I guess the thing is, I mean, I don't want condominiums, I just want to keep the land.
No, I understand. Well, I mean, a condominium invokes the concept of chalets on the side of the
Yeah.
chemo, but it's just a way of owning land so that separate homes have their.
I don't want to develop it though, that's the
Yeah.
thing, I want
You
no
live
other
in-
houses.
You live in the?
No, I live way up here. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
think,
Okay. Well, I'm looking at the parcel viewer here, so the home that's on this one now,
yeah, it's way down next to the road.
and that's, if you own it, but you're not living in it. Is that right? Yeah, no, I see where yours is, it's down at the corner, down here, right?
Yeah,
There's a hiccup in there.
this, let me see if I get one. Yeah, this,
And just out of curiosity,
This-
you're not required to answer, but I'm just curious, you said you're living off the land, what do you do there?
I don't do anything near as far as living off the land, but I'm a sugar maker, I've been in wood for 50 years.
Oh, okay, but
Okay.
you would hope to
Right,
sugar the property?
right.
Yeah, alright.
But what it is, as you can see, this is basically that chunk. This is oriented right here. I'm gonna keep rolling up. But this is town, Mount Holly Road, Old Turnpike.
Yeah.
All right, this piece right here is my road frontage.
Uh-huh.
And what it does is it takes in this entire piece. And originally, when I bought that, it had already been subdivided into 3 27-acre lots. I have no intention of subdividing it. So right now, it's being taxed as one parcel. It's gonna stay that way. So what I'm asking basically is to take this little chunk here with a house, 1 acre, take the rest of it and add it to, well, it would have been parcel 2. Or 1, excuse me.
Yeah, so can I rotate this around?
You can do it whatever you want.
I'm just trying to match that with.
Mind if I ask a couple questions?
Yes,
When was the restriction against subdivision added?
it was added onto the deed, let me see. I had it someplace. Yeah, right here, it says, well, it was sold, here, I'll let you look at it. It was sold to those people by Charlie Gero. And then they sold it, it's been sold, I think, twice.
So is
There's
it,
your power line. Okay, we can do that.
But that's out.
Oh,
in
the
back.
other parcel isn't show.
Yes,
Okay, that's why I'm confused.
well, it's this parcel.
It's just here, but with
Yeah,
the
it
boundary.
doesn't show it
Okay,
down
gotcha.
to the road.
I got you. But this larger parcel this was a,
Both of
this
those
subdivision was
pieces.
proposed or was actually done?
No, it was done, but I don't think it was ever recorded.
Okay, but not actually done then because it was
Right,
never.
you guys don't, you
Approved.
guys are still looking at that as 86 acres.
Yeah, okay.
Not as a subdivision, but it's not 3 lots.
And I missed the answer to the question that Andy asked. The restriction was added.
It was when that was 80.
well, it's not clear to me from this deed whether it was added with this deed or whether that was a restriction that precedes this deed.
It was a restriction that was put on the original sale.
Right, but the original sale is not this one. It precedes this one.
Right.
So I guess my question was, how far back does it go? Who was the original seller that imposed that
Was
restriction?
Charles Gero, which is Carol's dad. And actually, I think he sold that 86 acre piece. He sold the lot next to it, lot 2, and also lot 1 was one. That was part of the original farm.
So
So he-
when was that sale then?
It
When was
was in
that?
86, I believe.
That's where the restrictions came in?
Yeah, I think when it was originally sold. It mentions it several times in there. And I asked
This
Carol.
was who you acquired it from.
Right.
Okay. But did we think that the restrictions were added back when
Yeah, when it
Charles?
was, yeah. And I asked Carol about it because her dad sold this piece afterwards. No restrictions on it. He sold the.
Oh, here it is, yeah. It says here, sorry to interrupt.
Yep.
It says here, shall not be subdivided or partitioned as set forth in the warranty deed from Gera to one of your predecessors.
Kelly, I think it was.
Surowecki
Yeah,
Kelly, around 1987, okay. And then they conveyed it to
Stanley Watson.
Stanley Wassel, and then you.
And then I acquired it from Stanley. But those other 2 parcels that came off from that originally, my 86 acres had no restriction on it about development. And neither did this one, which came off from there originally. That has no restriction about development.
So just to clarify, this deed is for which parcel specifically?
It's this,
Is it this one?
it's this one, right here.
This one that's just off? the
Yeah,
side?
right, which is,
So in your larger parcel, you have no restrictions on division that you're aware of?
Nope.
But that was also,
and
from Charles Garrett?
Right. So he sold those 3 pieces. He has the piece that Gary Norton lives on.
Right.
He has the piece that Carol lives on. He had the original farmhouse.
Yep.
And then he had another piece that
There's
was
a piece or 2 up in back of the,
and then there was
up
another
in
one,
back of Carol's.
yeah, way out in the back. So he sold about 7 parcels off.
Yeah. And William and Evelyn had different holdings on the other side.
That's the only one. And I asked Carol about it the other day, what her thoughts were on it. And what it was is the Dearborn property, which is Nexon's
Yeah.
down the road. I guess, was it Jim Nexon?
I didn't,
I
only knew her.
Dearborn, excuse me,
Yeah.
Dearborn. But anyway, apparently Jim Dearborn, she said, was obsessed with not having trailers. And apparently he went to Charlie and said, you know, I think when Charlie sold that lot, that it bordered his place.
Yeah.
That he probably was gonna squawk if Charlie let it go without restriction on it.
Yeah, without a restriction.
But a restriction against trailers is different than a restriction
Right.
against subdividing.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes
But
it's
that,
the
I mean,
way-
there again, Charlie's not here to answer the question.
No, I mean, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but just identify options that might work for you. If you want to sell that 10-acre parcel, you could put restrictions in it in terms of the location. There shall be only one dwelling.
Yep.
You know,
I
it can
love the direction you're headed, but you know what? When the guy puts the motocross strap on there and it says on the deed, you can't have a motocross strap, then what happens?
Well, then you
Then
have
goes
to.
to hiring you and.
Well, not me, but
Yeah. but you know
no,
what
I
I'm saying.
understand the dilemma there, but in my experience, people are. I mean, there are some people who are willing to buck authority, but if their deed says you can't do this, you're taking a big risk if they do it anyway. And there aren't that many people willing to spend a lot of money on a piece of property to do something that their deed says they can't do.
Yeah.
I'm just putting that out there, not saying it's necessarily the best course of action, but it is an option.
Well, I'll tell you, we've already started on that property. And what we did is we just clear cut it this winter.
Mhm.
We clear cut 8.5 acres. And it's going back into a meadow. It was a meadow at one time, the stone walls are still there. it's gonna be a meadow again.
Perfect for the dirt bike track.
No,
Yeah, well, maybe I get my motorcycles out there.
Yeah.
So, all right, just so brass tacks here, what is your proposal on a line adjustment?
well, I wanna take that house and an acre or
An
2
acre.
acres, or whatever I can leave with that house, so, because I've talked to a friend of mine who's a surveyor, and he's also told me that if you guys are willing to go along with that, that house is gonna have to have a second site for a future septic system. So I understand that, so what
You
if,
get very tight on an acre.
right, so if we need more land, whatever it's gonna take to get that done, it's basically.
My feeling, not the feeling of the commission, my feeling is an acre, and you were party to, witness to some of the issues around Gary's property and its size and the
No, I
difficulties.
stayed out of that.
All
believe me,
right,
I-
so,
Smart.
an acre lot in this area town is on the very, very small side. There's a lot of reasons for that. 10 acres is a good size one, and I can see why you would.
What would you
wanna
rather
make it
pay the
smaller.
taxes on, 1 acre or 86?
Well, you're asking for more. You're asking to
I
pay taxes on
understand
more, so
But the other thing
I'm not gonna
is,
question you on
that's in
that.
land use,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
in the forestry management.
Well, I would say that, we tend not to, even if we're a subdivision, an acre in this area of town, I'm not entirely sure that would be approved, but having a line adjustment to reduce the size, I think is something that would be a fair thing to do.
The thing is, I mean, I'm still, I own it now. What difference does it make really where the property line is, I guess is what I'm saying.
Well, it makes
Other
a
than-
difference to the town because we sort of design parcels, right? So we want the town's parcel map to make sense. So we
Yep.
don't want tiny things that
Yep.
hurt the town in a way. But we want to do things that make sense, so.
Well, the reality of
There's
it is,
space
I know
for
you
a
guys are
reserve
doing,
system, that sort of thing,
you
yeah.
guys are doing the right thing, but in reality, they're not making any new land. So you know what's gonna happen is we get more and more people that wanna come to this town because they're living Ludlow, there's no more land left there. I know that. Where are they gonna go? I mean, these lots are just gonna keep getting smaller and smaller. You can't stop it. Unless you wanna stop growth completely. And I don't think we can do that. But, and I'm here, that's the thing, I'm here to get
Well, this is a case where you're
Input.
making one bigger.
my own lot.
Right,
yes.
right. Well, I mean, that's the funny thing about when these discussions,
I mean, it's
it's
not
always
like-
like somebody else's lot should be
Yeah.
divided.
Yeah, it's not like my neighbor's trying to sell it to me, or I'm trying to get it from my neighbor, I already own it.
I guess I'm gonna ask a question that's been asked before, and maybe it's a question I should have asked. But is it a subdivision if you're not creating any new lots?
Well,
I
my,
think the specific wording of our bylaw currently says that a subdivision is the creation of 1, 2, or 3 lots.
We have
One or
interpreted,
more
we
lots.
have interpreted our regulations as being applicable to. But we have also, in the case of the general store fairly recently, we asserted our authority, but we waived the right to review it through a hearing.
and the thing
I
is,
mean,
We granted it with resolution.
here's my view, and it's not, as John said when he offered his opinion, it's not the opinion of the commission, it's my view, that your boundary line adjustment does amount to a subdivision that is subject, hear me out, in that it is subject to our review. That is different from whether it is a subdivision that violates the restriction in the deed. And my point is that you have to be satisfied, perhaps by consulting your own lawyer, that you can do a boundary line adjustment without violating deed restriction and submit your boundary line adjustment to us because we have jurisdiction over it, and we could approve it. And what approving it or us approving it or not approving it has nothing to do with whether you're violating the deed restriction that might potentially make that house on 1 acre unsaleable because you've done something to the property that the deed prohibits. Follow what I'm saying? You have your issue as to, you want to sell that house, right?
Yep.
And you have a deed that says you can't subdivide this 10 acres.
So are you guys considering a line adjustment, a subdivision?
Well,
Are you saying that? Is that
I think
you're
what we're
saying?
saying is that it would be subject to our jurisdiction,
Right.
which does not mean we would necessarily disapprove it.
Right.
But the fact, if we do approve it, that doesn't mean that, you know, you're absolved of any violation of your deed. And that's something that's a risk you have to take because you're gonna go out there and sell that 1 acre parcel with a house. And that the buyer might look at this and say, wait a second, my lawyer says that this doesn't work because the original deed, the history of this says it can't be subdivided.
Yeah.
And then you're saying, well, it wasn't subdivided as a boundary line adjustment, and you could be in, you know, a conversation between your buyer and their lawyer
But
and your lawyer.
I've had two engineers tell me, civil engineers tell me that it's not considered a subdivision by the state of Vermont, a line adjustment.
That's a different question.
Yeah.
That's a different question
Do
than.
you have something?
I just, I'm not an attorney, but I play one on TV.
Yeah,
How does that sound? No, as in the accounting world, if money is given to a nonprofit with a restriction, to, let's say, make buggy whips from 1900, there's a methodology to remove that restriction. My suggestion is there may be a legal way to remove that restriction, but you need to talk to a fairly
Yes.
smart real estate attorney. And my thought would be, like, Carol would have to sign off and say, yes, as the descendant of, I'm not saying that would work.
Well, I talked to my attorney about that briefly, and she said the only people that can take that off the deed are the ones that put it on there. And I said, well,
Or there
there is.
the heir.
There-
And
Well,
there's
or the
three girls
executor
that-
of their estate.
Right, the heirs of the estate.
No, the executor of the estate. So you,
Well, if that's the case,
Charlie Garrow was the one who put
where's
that.
David Johnson tonight?
Is he the executive?
He was the executor of Charlie's estate. So,
So,
You're golden.
You're
you
going-
know, I'm not
We should
sure.
really be giving.
Yeah, I'm not trying to give you advice.
I'm not claiming this is
right, but I,
legal advice.
treading
I
on very
briefly did
dangerous
talk to
ground
my attorney about that, and she said if those girls were willing to sign off on it, she would do is that would go to a judge.
Yeah, yeah.
And the
I'm
judge
gonna
would
cut this
make the
discussion
decision.
short because I
Right.
think we're way too close to offering legal advice here.
Well, that would allow you.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But what I think, I agree with what Andy said, and if I can sort of summarize, and we'll see what the rest of the commission thinks. I think I would be comfortable taking this on as an application under our authority to review subdivisions, but noting that it isn't a subdivision. It's a boundary line adjustment. It just happens to be
Right.
what we call a regulation. That does not, however, guard you against any violation of your deed. That you'll have to work out with your attorney.
But apparently, you guys, are willing to look at this. I guess.
I'm saying my opinion, well, we're gonna probably vote on it here in a minute, but my opinion is I'd be willing to take this on, to review this under our regulations
Yep.
for a boundary line adjustment. But like I said, you have to be comfortable taking on the risk that that may violate your deed. We are not gonna get into that.
Okay, let me ask you
Right.
one other thing.
We're not-
It's in that deed.
Yeah.
What it says in that deed is that the lady, Sir Waikiki, I think is her name, she granted an easement to Velco for that property,
Yeah, for the power line, yeah.
for a power line
Yeah.
in 1999. Isn't that a subdivision? It's not?
No, it's
So
a
if
grant
you
of
take a piece of
rights.
that land that's no longer part of it, you
Yeah,
can't do anything
that's-
with it.
Well, that's not a subdivision.
I know, but it's a partition.
No.
It's a restriction.
I wish I didn't have a Velco easement across my property too.
Well,
but
I already got one in fact.
I wish I could get rid of it. Apparently, who was it recently? Dawson Cole got rid of his easement somehow because he works for.
Velco?
Yeah.
Well, he
So
wouldn't agree
good
to
for
it.
him.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're really hard to get rid of, and they got this 70-foot blah blah blah. But anyway, no.
But that easement is not where the power line is now.
Well, then maybe you should talk to Dawson and see if you can get rid of yours too.
You might be able to, actually.
What's that?
You might be able to, seeing
Yeah,
as the
They
line
ought to
out
move it
where
because it's,
the right way
they
is.
want it on the edge of the road so they can get to it.
Yeah,
So I'm,
And
I'm
they prefer it
running up
underground.
on my.
We're running out of time here, so are we sort of in agreement on the general idea here that we'll review this under regulations, but we're not going to take a stance on the deed restriction?
You guys want to keep those? You're welcome.
Yes.
Looking at consistency, what we did with store
Well, that's what we did.
That's what we did with the store.
Wally, we made her buy the whole lot.
No, we didn't do that at all. We were reviewing the boundary line adjustment with the page. And we asserted jurisdiction.
0.02 acres it is.
And we did not hold a hearing because of, well, their representations that they've since violated, but part of it being like sort of de minimis, so like being very small. This one is less small, so we would probably need a hearing.
This one's pretty good
Now,
size.
explain it to me, but okay.
What's that?
Just go explain it to me at one point.
Yeah.
Can I take this and return it?
Yes. No, this would be consistent, so we would
Yeah.
be saying that we're reviewing a boundary line adjustment under regulations as we have done. But like, we're not gonna get into.
What does, kind of explain that to me.
What a minor subdivision is?
Yeah, well, I'm saying though that if it's for such and such, agriculture, blah, blah, open space, blah, blah, blah.
So in your case, we're not gonna be,
It's okay,
you
fine.
may.
I'm sorry, I have another appointment that I didn't realize.
I hope they pay more than this one did.
They paid me twice.
Oh,
Same rate,
Twice
though.
zero.
Twice zero.
Same
Still
rate.
well, you know what? I was a selectman in Ludlow for 3 years, and I'll tell you right now, I know what you guys are up against.
Select people get paid though.
All right, sorry,
De minimis.
folks. See ya.
Right. That $500 or whatever it is.
Yeah, it goes along.
All right, so I can try to explain it, but also do note that these are so old, we have a hard time reading them ourselves. So in your case, you would not be creating a new lot. But if you were, there's a exception in here that if you're creating that lot for open space, forestry, sugaring, what else here, agriculture, haying, animals, whatever, or a gift, then it becomes much easier. And the idea is that that's an exception, just so if you want to divide off a lot
So I
for.
can gift it to myself.
Well, that is a little bit fuzzy.
That's a little,
Or stretches it out.
No, but
that's
you would,
stretching it pretty
I
hard.
mean, my
You don't need septic
thought
or
is,
wastewater.
if you're creating
you know,
a new
or
lot,
Well, because of that.
if we're creating a new lot, then we are going to be,
Now,
we're going to have to deal with that deed restriction.
my other question is that if that land was taken from there, added to my home lot, would you guys feel more comfortable if I put in that transfer, that piece that's being transferred could never be part of a subdivision on the rest of the place? It never could be included in a subdivision.
Wouldn't hurt.
That's your call.
I mean, I don't want it
Yeah,
developed.
to inheriting.
Right. Yeah, you're
But you're
going,
not saying that you would never, I mean,
I don't want to ever see another house on it. And I don't want to see,
on this part.
no, and what,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like I own that now. 100 years from now, somebody might say, you know what, that's divided into three.
Well, how, you could also just, I mean, you probably could qualify for part of this exception if you did say that will forever be open space.
Yeah.
Which could be haying, it could be,
Exactly.
if you wanted to do that, I
It's
think
not
that
gonna be a
would,
motocross though. Don't bring your bike.
but we could even say that.
Yeah,
We could say there would be no motorized recreation, whatever. So we can do
well,
that.
I don't know, I enjoy riding around on my tractor.
Well, okay, you gotta make some choices.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if that qualifies as, if you
Yeah.
enjoy it, I guess it's recreation.
Yeah.
Normally don't, are you souping up the tractors? Is it like
No,
dragging or,
no.
okay. all right.
We put it in the 4th of July parade.
I could have brought it over.
Well, I would suggest then you probably wanna just look at like open space. You know.
Okay, so where do I proceed from here then?
All right,
I'm
so
looking
this
for some
is-
direction
This
from
can
you
be
guys.
pretty simple. Hopefully it'll be pretty straightforward. Do you want to give us an idea of, I would say, we don't have everybody here anymore, but I would say an acres on the small side.
Well, if
2,
if I have problems with septic, it'll be big.
Okay.
It'll be big enough so that septic can be on it.
all right, well,
And I will go, the thing is, I'll go ahead and have it surveyed.
yeah.
I mean, I just wanted some
You'll
direction
need,
from
you'll
you
need the
guys.
survey.
What's
You'll
that?
need to write an application for Faith. Faith will help you with that. Yeah,
Copy of the subdivision
Yeah.
application.
with 0 lots or one lot. It would be
Very-
one lot,
very
we call it
minor.
a 1 lot subdivision, in Links, it would say, so it's cheaper too. So it would be shifting of the line. And you can put in there that you request that you transfer that no division language to the new area and that it be used solely for open space and that will streamline.
Yeah, I mean,
the whole thing.
even if I decided in my old age that I need money and I gotta subdivide that place, I've got three
You've got-
27-acre lots. I
You've
mean,
got-
I don't need that. I could go split one of those other ones off and.
Well, you'd still have, as far as I know, and I could be wrong, those haven't been approved, but you could then file for an application
Yeah.
to do that.
Right, but
And you've already got the survey.
Yeah, but I don't want, that's not where I'm going.
Right.
Like I said, that might be
Since you got
central.
all these people from Ludlow, you want to build houses.
No, that could be Central Park, Mount Holly, in 100 years.
Okay, very possible.
So
You
that's-
might
that's
want to look
basically-
just to be sure that
I
that
think
didn't
that's-
get registered as.
You guys are so lucky right now that you still got 100-acre pieces of land in this town.
Or a few.
Yeah, there's quite a few. But go to Ludlow and see, go find me a 100-acre lot in Ludlow.
Well,
You know?
I don't think any of us really want to live in Ludlow. No offense.
No, I don't. I couldn't afford to live in Ludlow. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Just on the next steps, is this the full folder that Carol gave you?
Yeah.
That should have the application form.
But well, you wait a second. Let me look. I'm not a paper guy. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
See if we have everything that you need with it. If you don't, we'll work on it.
And she's in the office on every Tuesday afternoon too, so she can help here. So,
So, yeah.
are you related to Dave Rose, the surveyor?
Yes, I am.
Do you know who to go to? Or are you not using him?
Well, let's put it this way. I asked him about it because he did a line adjustment for me in Ludlow. And I asked him I called him and asked him, because I knew I was gonna have to have that surveyed. And I called and asked him about it. And he told me because we were related,
Too close.
we've known that he would do it.
Oh,
He said otherwise, he said I don't wanna work in Mount Hollow.
oh, really?
Aha.
He did,
Well, I think-
books.
Yeah.
I think he was involved with your store thing over there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think he did the survey for it.
Yeah, I think he was, I don't know, I think from the sound of it, it sounded like it wasn't a smooth operation that he thought. He didn't really go into detail.
Yeah. Okay.
But he said he doesn't want to do work in Mount Hollow.
I've met him a couple of times.
He kind of knows his stuff, I guess. You know, well, the thing is, he worked at Okemo for how many years laying out all those trails up there and
Yeah.
stuff, so, yeah.
That's a lot more fun than doing land survey.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, I mean, there is a survey of that. So it's just a matter of making sure everything is right.
Well, you need the new survey that shows the new line.
Right, yeah, for that line adjustment.
Okay,
So-
well, I think we're all
Tell
set
them why
there.
we're putting cross-country trails on the land.
Okay, so you have,
No, you'll need to complete that subdivision application, which I'll just get back to you, like, all the
Okay.
details of the deeds and the book.
all right,
And also,
so I gotta come bug Carol then.
yeah.
Alright.
And you've got my email address written on the front.
Yep. Yep.
All right, so Seagorder, do we have anything, or do we bump them because they're not here? Or what's the story?
Well, we have the application.
It's complete? Oh,
So it's about the timing of the year, which is
but
why
they're not here to talk to.
You can hang on for now
I thought I had explained the process clearly to you.
till we get ready to do
To that.
something.
Yeah.
You can't exactly schedule a hearing without them. So, all right, we'll table that.
All the
All right, well, I
correspondence.
thank you for your time,
Yeah, thank you.
your interest.
As he was saying, I would recommend you try and do a CYA on the restrictions.
See why,
Cover your ass.
cover your ass.
If you can get rid of the,
You can get them removed.
if you can get
Yeah.
it removed, you're.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've talked to
You're
Carol.
like covered 6 ways to Sunday.
Carol and Lori would probably go your
Right,
direction.
but the problem is Brenda, your third sister, neither one of them know where she is.
And it might not be Brenda that you'd be talking with Brenda, but maybe dealing with somebody else.
No, I think she's gone. I think she's out of the picture, from what I understand, but the other thing is too, is the judge look at, go like, well, you got a majority, you got two out of three.
Yeah, that's
You gotta
lawyer,
talk to your
lawyer
attorney.
stuff.
Yeah.
So. Are you the operator of the sugar house?
Yeah.
Sugar house? Are you owner?
Yep.
Oh, love it there. My daughter
53 years is,
comes back
Coming to an
comes back from swimming over there and got to get the creamy there.
yep.
There's something
I'm
about
done.
maple creamies.
I'm done in January, I'm gonna come to Mount Holly and be a recluse.
Oh, you're getting done there?
Yeah, my son's gonna take it over the first of January. I told him I'd help him for the first year or two to get his feet out of
Or
there.
3 or 4.
I'll have to be there that long.
No, you could ride your tractor and supervise.
Yeah, I still don't want to even be in that mode. I mean, I've had enough of it. You know,
It's a tough
14,000 pass is,
Tough
a headache.
business.
Where you got all those? You leasing them or are they?
in Reading.
Can I
Oh,
also intervene and say I have an appointment
Oh.
later,
Yeah, like right now?
in the next half hour?
Oh yeah, we'll be done.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, we're all set.
I'm looking forward to coming home and staying home.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you for coming
It's been a long time.
in. Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, thank you,
All
gentlemen
right, thank
and
you.
ladies.
All right, so we're punting the Seagorner
Yeah.
till next month.
And then this will maybe be on the agenda next month. Is that a possibility? I mean,
You work with Faith and get that thing
All right.
completed, it'll be on the agenda.
all right, very good. Thank you,
Yeah.
gentlemen.
All right, thank you. All right, we're punting Seagorner. We have nothing.
Correspondence, we do now have the next step in the extension, the T-Mobile.
Oh, they have
It only just came.
formal notice now.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
So,
the whole thing. Huh? So there are no lights in it, is there?
as I say, it only just came.
Okay. I think I got it too, so.
This
T-Mobile
is-
co-location on the cell
The
tower.
new tower,
Well,
or the addition to the tower.
All right, so, nothing on the review, subdivision review, revision. I gotta send a reminder to Cavendish for their latest version. I didn't hear back. The spruce is the last thing, anything new there?
Yes, I spoke to Nick Abbatiel, the fire marshal who condemned the property, who did confirm that since it's now a single family hire residence, they have absolutely no jurisdiction. They are not concerned about its status. The other thing that's happened is that Charlie Baker, one of the owners, has confirmed that he's going to apply for a flood-underwriting permit. And he would like to have it properly surveyed to get flood elevation. I sent him the contact details of Tinker explaining that Bob has already done one of these, but also sent him a link to the list of surveyors who want.
Okay.
So
That's,
that's
yeah,
the
okay.
next step.
Anything else?
Not that I know of.
We're not talking about them, but I'm just questioning, I read it, the same note, where I'm getting out just for the next one, just to get heads up. I'm confused because I don't know whether it's a subdivision or not, because it seems to be a subdivision on state paperwork, but it's only, it doesn't seem to do it on our subdivision paperwork, so I'm not sure. If I was reading it
See
wrong.
where, so
That's just a
what
question
what
for
we're
future
looking at,
reference.
well, just, we can address it now. So one thing, we're not looking for an additional division of the land, we're looking for an amendment to change the driveways, right?
Yes.
They
and-
declined to
and
do the
they-
subdivision
yeah,
that
They said they did not want to go ahead with the subdivision.
Oh, okay.
At this time.
Right, but the way the state permit reads, it's as if there's
We-
a
yeah,
subdivision.
Yeah.
And then when I looked at the paperwork, ours, it just says one, and I start to get confused.
Right, no, we're not, no additional division, it's an amendment to the conditions, basically.
Airborne.
So, all right, order all these. These are ones we don't need. All right, anything else?
A couple of roads we didn't settle,
Yeah, we'll do these.
so might want to hang on a little.
All right. I will,
That was a lot of reading, but
I will be in touch this evening with where we got to with the discussion on the deliberation. And we may or may not need to meet again. We can discuss over email or whatever, but if we want to meet in person, we can arrange that. Next week will be very difficult for me to do that. So let's see what we can do, even over the phone if necessary.
well, let me just give you the heads up on my thing, what I thought about it is,
This is still, we're still on the record.
oh, forget it then.
So let's close the meeting and you
Well,
can tell me.
also just to clarify that Chris Corsones made an official request for clarification on where the process is. in relation to the-
You can tell him we have 90 days.
Yes, I told him that you have, well, we only have 45 days, but I told him you have until the second.
Whatever it is, we still have time.
Any
Yeah.
decision. And that I didn't know these discussions. This was last week, so.
Yeah, but I will say on the record that one of the things we are addressing in the decision is the disparity between Mr. Garrow's representations about the boundary line agreement and what actually was executed and recorded. So I will say, and you can tell Mr. Corsones, if you wish, or send him a copy of these minutes that reflect it.
Sure, where to
That
put
the
this in
commission,
minutes.
this I would like, it could be in the, this should be in the minutes.
Yeah, but where? Under subdivision.
Yeah. Well, we could just say like next, meetings, the discussion on status of deliberation. I'll speak for myself. The chair is not pleased that Mr. Garrow misrepresented the property line agreement to this commission in a hearing. So, I don't know that that will have any bearing on the decision, but it is highly improper. I mean, when we finally got the decision, the agreement, what we see there is that the agreement, at least to my eye, requires Mr. Lori and Gary Norton to lose acreage and consent to the boundaries as depicted in the subdivision plat. But what was represented to us was that the monumentation on the ground would be held.
Represented in the hearing.
And before, in meetings, and I believe in the hearing. I have to be, I would want it before making any.
It's come to an amicable conclusion that was fair to both, and
Well, it was represented that the monumentation on the ground would be held, in a technical term, like that would be used for the boundary lines, and that does not appear to be what the agreement says. So,
they're showing up.
not super pleased about that, I would say. Does everyone agree with that?
Yes.
We're being generous?
And being polite.
Yeah, right.
I
So,
have you noted with concern.
all right, I think that's it for today. What do we got here? 7:30. I don't know if I trust that clock. Actually, it's pretty close. 7:36. Meeting is adjourned.
Sorry,
Thank
next
you.
regular meeting, what was the date?
Oh, regular time.